What up, what up, what up? I am here to fulfill my due diligence in what the Father has given unto me. Now, the next message that we're coming with was recorded on 8/11/24, entitled "The Wicked Revel in Punishing the Righteous for Not Serving Their God." Alright? The wicked revel in punishing the righteous for not serving their God. Alright? Understand, people. This is what happened. This is what's happening. Yes, indeed. All while at the same time they're professing to worship and serve our God. Okay? But understand, our God knows what's truly within their heart. Our God knows what's truly in their mindset. So we ain't got nothing to worry about. Because we know that our God already knows who they are and who we are. And no matter what the belief system is, no matter what the hell people want to think, no matter their ideology, none of that matters. The only thing that matters is this time interval, the end of this age. Alright? The end of the age of evil ruling. Okay? Yes. The end of the age of oppression and tyranny by evil people over the righteous. Okay? Time's up for that. So we have been awakened within the land of our captivity to speak these words to you, to give you a divine opportunity to humble yourself and change your heart. Okay? Because that's what it's about. It's about your heart. It's about what's truly within your heart and about what's truly within your mindset. Okay? Unfortunately, most people upon the face of this earth is geared towards this world. Alright? Their heart and their mind is attached to this world and that which is within this world. Alright? The ideology of the world. Okay? And those of us that do not have a heart and mind after this world, we are hated. Okay? So understand, we are a minority amongst the many. Okay? But we don't speak our word. I'm not speaking my word. I speak by way of the Spirit. Okay? So what the people need to do, those who truly want to get to know the Great Spirit, will have to look for the ones who are highly marginalized. Look for the ones who are scorned. Look for the ones who are ridiculed. Look for the ones who are hated, detested, outcasted. Okay? And cleave to them people. Alright? Because them people are the ones that are close to the Great Spirit. Alright? Cleave to the ones that you see the fruits of the Spirit upon. They walk in divine love, compassion, mercy, and empathy. This is what drives them. Money don't drive them. You can't bribe them with any amount of money. You should be cherishing these people. So anyway, I did not plan that intro. We're gonna go ahead and get into the audio, but however, I do want people to know that I do not remember the Big Judah video that I was listening to on this day, cause it like, even if it was a video that he did that day, I don't know if that was the video or not. I frequent his channel quite often, so in all honesty, I have no idea which video it was, alright, that I was listening to in the background. Okay? So, now you should know that his you'll see. It's gonna start with Big Judah, but normally I would bring up the video, but because I don't know which video, what I could do is bring up his. Well, I don't really want to do that because I got a lot of stuff up as it is, so that's why I'm just letting you guys know, so I don't have to open up another tab and go to YouTube and cause a lot of lag and stuff. All right, so just letting you know, it's gonna start with Big Judah. All right, I was listening to him as I was meditating and whatnot. All right, so give me just a second, and we're gonna get it going. Closing out of stuff in my task manager, you know how it is. All right. Okay.
Because we keep finding that men set these things up, like economic slavery. This didn't come from the Most High. This was established by the wicked. You gonna try to tell me that I must be freaking submissive to the wicked? No. Why should I be submissive to the wicked?
Of their scientific or artistic attainments? Do they understand the Maya language? Can they interpret one single sentence of the books in which the learning of the Maya sages, their cognitive, geographical, religious, and scientific attainments are recorded? See, people are like, this is the era of magic and these things like that. I mean, this is the biggest trance ever. That you won't read, you won't study, you won't do anything to actually get knowledge for yourself. This is where the Most High is. This is the Bible. It says that the Most High hides a thing. It's up to the kings to search the matter out.
It's actually the Vatican. It's actually the wicked that get it. But it is the honor of kings to search it out. You know what I'm saying? By seeking the kingdom of the Most High and His righteousness.
How could they have the understanding of the mind?
By being led by the way of the Spirit.
That's exactly what the scripture declares. You know what I'm saying? We're instructed to seek a matter out. So people need to wonder. People need to question themselves. Ask why aren't they going deeper than what they're taught. They're staying on surface level. For example, my folks, my parents, my mother and my stepdad, all right, they literally stay within the Bible. They don't read real historic books on what truly took place in real history. All right, they're not interested in that. They don't want to know because they're under the influence of forgive and forget. All right, and I know that we are supposed to have forgiveness in our heart. However, I forgive. I don't hold any animosity towards Europeans or any nation, anybody. But that does not null and void what has happened. Okay? This is where the misunderstanding comes into play. Because the descendants of colonizers think that they can just hold on to all that their forefathers stole in great wickedness, and heinous atrocities. They think they can just hold on to all of the plunder and hoard it to themselves. And say, let bygones be bygones. We have all the stuff now. Forgive us. While they hold on to it and refuse to restore us, refuse to help us. All right? That's not righteousness, people. You've been under great deception, okay? You've been under great deception. All right? So when we're talking about these people who set themselves up in authority, It's like you're paying homage and respect to these people. All right, you're not wanting to get to the root of the problem. All right, this was not established by the Great Spirit. This was not established by the one you want to call Jesus. Okay, this was established by the wicked under the inspiration of demons. Okay? They did all of this. Alright? And then you can get this book. I did download the PDF, but I haven't read it yet. Alright? These people erected this modern financial system. Alright? This family who was intimately connected to the secret society, the Rothschilds. Okay? So, you cannot ignore this. Because these people who established this on May 1st, 1776 were foreigners. Adam Weishaupt was a foreigner, you see? Look at this. Alright? And all the people who helped to establish this over here in the fourth part of the earth were foreigners. Alright? So you have this globalist stranglehold, all right? The trinity of a worldwide stranglehold, all right? You got the finance set up in London, all right? You got the religion, all right, with the Vatican, all right? The Vatican, and then you got the military with Washington, okay? So understand, these three states control the world, and they're all working together, alright? Holding this order, alright? And their philosophy is order out of chaos, alright? So they create and problem, reaction, solution, alright? They create the problem. Well, what's the problem? Greed and selfishness. They took all the freaking resources by force. They stole it all. And they're hoarding it to themselves. And they created an economic financial system, all right, where they force all humanity to be a slave for the resources that were already ours to begin with. Okay? So they created a problem. All right? And there's many things that they did, many things that they implemented into society to create the problem. Another big one is the forcing of flesh and blood and eating it. Okay, the Romans implemented this. All right, yes. So when people are eating dead bodies and they're polluting their temple with all kinds of abominable parasites, all right, and then they're constantly fed, via the media, such as movies, TV shows, okay, all of these things, it shapes your mentality, all right. Bruh, you don't understand how deeply programmed humanity has been, all right, and these people were masterminds, okay. And they established all of this. All right, little bit by little bit. Okay? These people set up the economic slavery, requiring the people to feed and house themselves. Okay? It is one of the most ingenious scams for social manipulation ever created. And at its core, it is an invisible war against the population. Okay? So people have been complacent with this. And literally want to be mad at me that I am not complacent with it. Alright? I ain't complacent. You know, I ain't complacent with the Vatican. I ain't complacent with these wicked ass people setting themselves up in authority over me. Okay? I'm not complacent with this. Who gave them the right to steal all of our literature, all of our greatness? Just take our lands that we were residing on by force and put us all up under subjection. Like, do you seriously think the Great Spirit gave them this authority? No. No. The Great Spirit did not. Jesus, the one that you want to call Jesus, did not give them this authority. No, what happened was the Most High turned his back on his people. The people who were originally chosen to be holy upon earth. And because we refused to be holy, then he withdrew his protection. And when he withdrew his protection, it allowed these wicked ass people to come rape, rob, murder, plunder, and just steal all of our stuff and hoard it to themselves and put it in vaults, okay? And make it off limits, okay? By force. No browsing is allowed. Understand, people. It's these people who you ought to have a problem with. Not these people. Because these people have been affected by the actions of these people. Okay? And you're looking to these people as if they are moral. They are superior. They are the moral superiority upon the earth. How, bro? When they impoverished nations of people, stole all of our wealth for themselves. Many of you think it's outlandish. You want so bad to look at us like we were always in this position. We were not always impoverished. We were the ones with the riches because we were on the best lands with all the resources. We were wealthy. We were a very prominent people. And they stripped us of everything that we were. And made us into this. But this is straight biblical prophecy. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. Did we not come down very low? Africa is full of gold. Africa is full of resources. But guess who's over there plundering it all? These people. America was rich with gold, rich with resources. I'm talking about North, Central, and South America. Okay? But guess who plundered it all? These people. So why are you looking to these people as if they are benevolent? but look into these people as if we are the evil ones, as if we are the problem. I'll tell you why. Malcolm X told you, if you're not careful, the newspapers will have you hating the people who are being oppressed and loving the people who are doing the oppressing. These wicked people have oppressed all humanity and all creation. These wicked people have brought great destruction upon the earth. And these people have been brought very low. We're looked at as the scum of the earth. When we are actually royalty. See, you don't want to really know who we are. You want so badly to believe we're nothing but property. Because the Great Spirit allowed us to be your property for all of this time. But we were the wealthy people. This is from the late 1700s. You see the hair texture? Not Native American, but American Indian. Indigenous American. Our complexion. This is who we are. This is why they make a mockery of us being royal in their movies. They make it into a comedy, like Trading Places and Coming to America. But they know that we're the true royal people. It's all biblical prophecy. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. We have to go to our enemies for everything that we want and need. We're the people that had all of these curses come upon us and pursued us and overtook us till we were destroyed. And the whole world looks at us as if we are nothing. You look at us like this. But you don't want to know how we got to being like this. You just want to look to these people and be like, they got all the wealth, they got all the power, they got all the riches, they must be righteous. You don't understand what time you've been living in. This was the times of the Gentiles, the tail end of it. And you ate it up like Pac-Man. Hook, line, and sinker. You fell for the okie doke. So now, if you want any chance at salvation, you're going to have to humble yourself. You're going to have to accept the fact that these people are wicked. And what they did was wickedness against these people. Because we are the indigenous people who originally had all this wealth. Okay? Yes, they stole all this wealth from us. And so now those with all the wealth are holding the blessing back of Lucifer. Alright? Because you did not originally have it. We did. Okay? Now, I really frankly don't care if that offends anybody because it's the absolute truth and I'm not here to please you. I've shown many receipts on how these lands had all kinds of wealth, gold, natural resources. Europe does not have that. Okay? Now, 1 second. Let me take it back just a tad bit.
It's up to the kings to sort your matter out.
It's actually the Vatican. It's actually the wicked that get it, but it is the honor of kings to search it out. You know what I'm saying? By seeking the kingdom of the Most High and His righteousness.
How could they have the understanding of the mind?
By being led by the way of the Spirit.
How can they be the authorities to tell us anything about the Bible when the covenant was made with Abraham thousands of years before there was any sign of these people around? They're trying to talk about end times events when they had nothing to do with the prophets who were getting downloads from the Most High.
Right.
And people still in 2024 are giving these people props. They're still listening to anything that they have to say. And it makes absolutely no sense.
It makes absolutely no sense at all why you keep listening to these people who set themselves up in authority. They haven't shown you any receipts other than the fact that they got all the money and all the resources of the earth. You're looking to that as if that's righteous. Now let me switch you guys over here because we're going to deal with this. Alright? The scripture says it's the glory of the Most High to conceal a matter. Alright? But the Most High doesn't really... The only thing that he hides is like how when the Messiah was on the earth and he spoke in parables, it was for a reason, because he knew and foreknowledge that these wicked people would be polluting the scriptures. All right, and in order for it to make it, in order for it to last all these many generations, all these many centuries, to get to us, the children of light that's been awakened, in order for it to make it to us and us to get the understanding, he had to speak in parables. So on that aspect, yes, it's his glory to conceal a matter. But in the aspect of how it was being talked about on what we were listening to, that was the Vatican that was deceived by the demonic realm, okay? Used by the demonic realm to rape, rob, murder, plunder, and hide all of these things. That's not what the Most High did. The Most High didn't hide that. The Most High had it waiting for his people to wake up and receive all of these things, okay? So, it's the glory of kings to search it out. All right. So, all you people who are complacent, in just accepting the reality that you have been presented, clearly, you are not a king. All right. This is not to set myself up in authority or above nobody. But I was not complacent with just accepting what people told me. All right? I was a seeker. I wanted to find the truth because I was seeing one thing and being told another. So it did not make sense. And so therefore I could not accept it. All right? I could not conform to gross darkness and oppression and be told that, and like I'm being told to like it. All right? Like, oh my God. And if I don't like it, there's something wrong with me. Okay, so all my life I knew that something was wrong. Okay, so it caused me to seek. All right, it is the glory of kings to search out a matter. All right. All the depth of the riches of the wisdom and knowledge of the Most High. This is what I have. So ain't no amount of fool's gold upon this earth will supersede what I have been given, what I have been gifted. Okay? How unsearchable are his judgments and untraceable his ways. Well, really, anything that's going against all love, good, righteousness, it would not be of the Most High. However, there is, like, me, for example, all right? There's a lot of things that don't make sense to me when dealing with the Father, okay? But to know that it's all going to work together for my good, all right? But I got to go through hell, all right? That's what this scripture is talking about. All right, it ain't saying that the Most High is both good and evil, and that you can't know that the Most High is all benevolent. Okay, it ain't saying that. It ain't saying that one minute this power is benevolent and the next moment this power is evil. It ain't saying that. Okay, it's just so deep. The Most High is so deep and knows things that we don't know. Okay. And prepares us for things that we don't know we're being prepared for. Alright? That's what it's talking about, people. Alright? The secret things belong to the Most High, our power. But the things revealed belong to us and to our descendants forever, so that we may follow all the words of the eternal law. Alright? Now, this is going along with what I recorded today, which I'm going to be bringing that hopefully tomorrow. All right. Like he'll let me know. Like he let me know, the promise. All right. He let me know the promise, but the in between in getting from point A to the promise, he don't let me know all of that. Okay. And so we'll go into more detail about that later, okay? Coming with the audio that I recorded today. And I didn't take it off my phone yet. Where is my phone, bro? I don't know where the heck it is. I don't know where that phone is right now. So, here it is. Let's see if I can find the name of it. Let's see. Oh, if it wasn't for the Spirit, it would have broke me. That was the name of it, okay? If it wasn't for the Spirit, it would have broke me. All right? So, the secret things belong to the Most High power. We already read that. Or did he say that again? No, it's the same thing. All right. And you see how the Most High gave Solomon wisdom and understanding, exceeding much, and a largeness of heart, even as the sand that is on the seashore. Alright? So it's not that the Most High cannot give us wisdom and understanding, which exceeds the wisdom of this world. Okay? And it's coming. Ezra 4:15. That search may be made in the book of the records of thy fathers, so shalt thou find in the book of the records, and know that this city is a rebellious city. All right, and we can put that in today's time. This world is a rebellious ass world. Most people are rebellious as hell. All right, and puffed up in their pride and arrogance. Okay, they will listen. They will listen to them, freaking people that set themselves up in authority over all humanity and all creation, but they refuse to listen to the ones that the Father raises up to speak to them. They are rebellious, all right, and hurtful unto kings and provinces, all right. Of course, you don't want to view us as kings and princes and the noble ones, okay, the holy ones, all right, the true biblical people, all right, the true people with all the wealth and the resources because we were in the blessed promised land, okay. You don't want to look to us as that, but that's who we are, all right, and you're hurtful to us. All right, and and that have moved sedition within the same old time. Let me see what this is. Conduct or speech inciting people to rebel against the authority of a state or monarch. So this is a confederacy that came together against us, and you caused the whole world to hate us. All right, you caused the whole world to hate us and bring us to a thing of naught. All right, and for this, this is why great destruction is getting ready to come upon the wicked who did this. All right, this is what you did. All right, you did this to the holy people, and you're continuing your hatred against the holy people who don't hold any amount of hate nor animosity in our heart. Okay? You're holding on to the blessing bag of Lucifer, saying in your heart and in your mind, root hog or die poor. Okay? You have no idea how abominable that is to the Great Spirit, especially considering in how you got up on top of us very high, okay, and he allowed us to come down very low. But you clearly see that we are not like the world. You clearly see that I do not have a heart after money, but yet you still want to mistreat me. That shows your true heart to the Great Spirit, whether you know it or not. And for that cause, you're going to be destroyed. Okay? Because you can claim that you don't know it all you want, but he's got his people here telling you these things in abundance. And if you choose to outright ignore it and reject it, that is a choice that you made to disregard the eternal law of love and hold to your own wisdom and that which you think you know. Therefore, you will be destroyed. Okay? Now, that just is what it is, people. Okay? It just is what it is.
All this stuff is so super real, man. Oh, girl. So super real. So real. People get scared. People get so scared. People are afraid. They get so scared. People are afraid. They get so scared. I'm so real. I'm real. So real. So real. Too authentic too authentic for them. It's too authentic for them. It made all them scatter. They so afraid. They so scared. They so afraid. Yeah, they all so scared. So real. You know I gotta keep it real. 'Cause I'm so real. You know I gotta keep it real. It's too real. They're so afraid. It's too real. Makes all of them afraid. It's too real. That's what all of them say. It's too real. That's what all of them say. It's too real. That's what all of them say. I keep it real. Yeah, super real. Keep it real. Oh, so real. And they're afraid. They run and scared. And they're afraid. Yeah, they all run and scared. They afraid. All of them run and scared. All of them run and scared. It's too real. That's what all of them say. It's too real. That's what all of them say. But I keep it real. And they're scared. It's so real. It makes them scared. It's too real. That's what all of them say. That's too real. They're too afraid. Oh, authentic. I keep it authentic. Woo, man. I know we can make something out of that. Oh, man. It's so real. Yeah, you know I keep it real. Oh, so real. Makes them so scared. Oh, so real. It makes all of them afraid. So afraid. They run and scared. So afraid. Yeah, they all run and scared. Oh man, they don't know what authenticity really is when you put your real life on a channel. You put your heart and soul public. That which is your inner core, you know. I've been purged in the fires of adversity all my life. I was prepared for this. The Father made me well equipped. Especially, okay, so, bruh, it's like, oh my God, the Most High ain't sadistic, nah. But this world is so sadistic that during the time period of my birth, all the way before I had clarity and understanding, all my life in ignorance, not knowing anything, just innocent and wandering alone, just living life in my carnal flesh, but never really corrupt in the heart, okay, in mindset that deep, okay. There were core things that I had from the Father, all right, like generosity and love, kindness, compassion, mercy. These were natural qualities that I was born with and always had, okay. I always had this instilled upon me, okay, and so because of that is why I was mistreated my whole damn life and I had no understanding. However, the Most High did miraculously deliver me several times, okay? I experienced freaking divine intervention many times throughout my life. And I don't say this, when I bring this up, I don't say it to brag, okay? I say it because I'm led to talk about it because I'm to give this testimony, okay, of who I am and how I found my mission. And
Alright, so I was trying to find a place where I could pause it. Alright? Because what people need to understand is when you are naturally gifted with a pure heart, we're all born with a pure heart and a pure conscience. It's just that some people are more so easily able, most people are easily able to absorb and take on the reality that they are presented. But then there is a selected few people that is a lot harder to mold us into being a tool for a wicked system. Okay? It's like we were given a certain quality to where it protected us. All right. So this was my life, and because of the quality that the Father had given to me, it caused a life of this. Okay. So we're gonna go through it. Gaslighting. All right. When someone intentionally twists your perception of reality for their own gain. All right. As in my family's case, it was to have power over me and dictatorship and control over my life. All right. Um. So in every aspect. Okay. Um. Someone gaslights you by trying to convince you that what you saw, you didn't see. Okay, so I was clearly seeing the mistreatment of me and my people. Okay, and like my dad seen it, but my dad left when I was about maybe 10 or so. I think I was 10 when my mother and father separated. Okay, I was 10. I think my brother was 6. Okay, so anyway, my mom would always blow it off. She would blow off what I was seeing. When I would notice, I would see the mistreatment and I would say something about it. And my mom would silence me. And she would say, we are supposed to love our enemies. And I realized that. My mom was, she taught me to not hold hatred in my heart and bitterness and all of these things. But yet, I was always demonized by my mom. I was always put down and mistreated emotionally, okay, unheard, and all of these things. My mom would not have any of me speaking my mind, okay. I was not allowed to speak my mind, all right. So she would blow it off like I didn't see what I was seeing, all right. That these people are not being racist towards us. They're just in ignorance, and they just don't know any better, and we have to forgive them and move on. That was my mom's mentality, all right, and to an extent she is right, but to just completely ignore it like as if it doesn't exist. This is what she was trying to force me upon me, all right. She was trying to force upon me to not see it, okay, that I did not. I don't even know how to break this down, all right. But it was almost like she was trying to convince me that these people are not being racist. All right? But like just basically just blowing it off as if it's normal, all right? And that we are just supposed to endure this until we die and then we'll get to heaven. Okay? That's more so like what it was like. All right? Even though she was saying the right thing, the way that it was done in a way to where it's like, just accept it. Okay? So I don't want people to misunderstand what I'm saying. All right? My mom would use saying we're to forgive our enemies and all of these things, which I know. But that does not excuse their behavior, and we do not have to accept it as our reality. Okay? So anyway, she didn't want to hear what I had to say about it. All right? So what you didn't see, you saw. Okay? So she'll try to claim that these wicked people who set themselves up in authority over us are righteous people. All right, she'll point to these people in leadership positions, all right, and claim that they are righteous, even though I could clearly see that they are evil. All right, because why do they have such abundance and we're impoverished? All right, why are we looked down upon by these people, but they're giving vain lip service? All right, it's like I could feel their energy. All right, I felt their negative energy. I guess my mom could not feel their negative energy, but I could always feel energy. All right, so it didn't matter what these people would say out their mouth when their energy was putting off a different vibe. Okay, so I seen the world differently. All right, so what you said, you didn't say. Forever twisting my words. All right, forever trying to sum up what I'm saying and make it into something that I'm not saying. All right, what you didn't say, you said. Okay, this has been my life. All right, with my family. All right, what they said, they didn't say. I got a video already talking about this. How I'm gonna try to make this brief, bro. But this was I think like June or so of last year, possibly. They were giving me a ride once per month or so to the store, all right? And I did not want to be a burden upon them, so I only called when they said that they usually go to the grocery store, which is on Mondays. So I think I had called on either Saturday or Sunday before the Monday and asked if they were planning on going to the store. And anyway, long story short, bruh, they had told me one thing. My stepdad told me one thing, and he set the time that they were gonna come, and that was that. And so when that time came, they never contacted me, never reached out to me. So I ended up calling them later, and they said that they had already went to the store, right? And so I'm like, well, and then they blamed me for not reaching out. Like, so I was blamed for not reaching out, but my stepdad had told me that they would contact me. All right. He told me verbatim in the car, all right, that they would, was it in the car? No, it was over the phone. Okay. Over the phone. All right. That they would contact me. Um, and so I said, okay. And like I said, I did not want to be a burden to them. So I'm not going to, reach out when I was told that they would contact me. So anyway, they twisted it. And, I can read this here. What they said, they didn't say. All right. So clearly, that's gaslighting. All right. So they were still doing this to me a year ago. Okay, literally saying one thing and then claiming they didn't say that. All right, And my mom agreed with my stepdad, even though I know for a certain that he said that they would reach out to me when they got ready to go. All right, and he never did. And then I'm scorned for calling later in the afternoon, like wondering did they go already, or not if they went already, but if they're still gonna go. All right, and that's when I was told that they already went. And so um, they set up another time, I think the next day or so, to make time out of their schedule. And they made sure to let me know that they were making time out of their schedule to come and get me, to take me to the store. You know, so it's like it's like they want me to be a burden so that they can have an excuse to claim I'm a burden. You know? And so it's always been like this with my family. It's like they want to make me the enemy so bad that they create a circumstance, they create a situation to where I'm demonized and I'm evil and all it is, I'm taking advantage of them. Like, you know? So anyway, the next time that they picked me up, I apologize for the misunderstanding, but let them know again that he told me this, and then he flatly outright denied that he told me that he would reach out. Just flatly outright, are you calling me a liar? I know what I said. Like, and so to keep the peace, I just got quiet, And so anyway, they do this, all right? What they did, they didn't do. All right, so they know that they treat me this way, but they don't own up to the things that they do to me emotionally. All right, what they didn't do, they did. What you heard, you didn't hear. What you didn't hear was there for the hearing, bruh. All of this. They've used all of this against me. And all my life I had no understanding because I never heard the term gaslighting. I didn't know what they were doing to me emotionally. All right? They were trying to emotionally manipulate me. All right? Into their wicked ass reality. All right, because they are comfortable and complacent with this wicked ass system that we were all born into, and they were trying to strong arm me or manipulate me into conforming to it. All right, I grew up in a narcissistic family, extremely narcissistic, and I was not. Like I was the opposite. All right? Someone who has little to no empathy manipulates others, gaslights, makes others doubt their reality, lies insistently. Now, my mom did not outright lie, but she believed lies. My mom believed deception. Therefore, she was trying to pass on those lies and deceptions down to me. And I was not accepting it. All right? Believes their own lies, but it's not her lies. She just accepted this reality as the true reality. That's all that is she's deceived. All right? And my family don't think that they can be deceived. All right, they think that they are covered in the blood of Jesus. Okay, this is how deeply deceived my family is. Okay, they make you doubt your emotions and call you crazy. They rage for absolutely no reason, and you end up apologizing. Like my mom would totally lecture me all the time. All right. Even over me wanting to do a raw fruit fast. I probably shouldn't even have mentioned it to her. But when I mentioned it to her, She literally berated me and belittled me and lectured me against that, saying that I need to eat 3 meals per day. Oh, goodness. It could be a parent, friend, brother, sister, boss. Well, nobody should be a boss over you. All right, spouse. All right. In the beginning, they love bomb you into believing they are Prince/Princess Charming. Then they slowly start to abuse you and have you to believe you are insane. It's all to control you. They will isolate you from friends and family. You will leave the relationship someone you weren't. You will leave the relationship someone you weren't. But, that's not true. It's just that the Father has set me apart. And my heart never turned cold towards my family. But my family feels some type of way about me. Most people feel some type of way about me. But all my life I was confused, all right? Unable to make up my own decisions. I was depressed. I was anxious. And I had complex PTSD because I've been traumatized my whole life and mistreated and unloved. All right? I was smothered by this the entirety of my life, with no understanding of narcissism and gaslighting. My authenticity threatens people. The strength of my spirit upsets people for some reason. But it ain't my problem. It's the problem of those who are fraudulent. And we're in a time of the revealing. So time's up for the pretenders. You're gonna know the real ones. Because real gold ain't afraid of the melting pot. We go through the fire of adversity. And we are still standing. But the fake, the pretenders, they crumble. They crumble. They would not be able to make it through the fire. Therefore, it's fake gold. Spiritual warfare isn't designed to go after the weak-minded. It's designed to go after those strong-minded, open-hearted, loving souls that are here to share light with the world. As difficult as it may be to go through all of this, know that the reason these attacks are directed at us is because we're here to do something special and fulfill the Most High's mission on the earth. Ground it in your heart and know that you are protected. See, understand, I had to grow up in a world of superficiality and materialism. All right? And I always hated it. Materialism clouds the vision of those with a weak mind. So pretty much everybody has a weak mind. All right? Because they're following these people who set themselves up in authority because they have all the riches and the wealth. And they're debasing those of us who are in poverty but have the wisdom of the Great Spirit. A second. And he said unto them, Ye are they which justify yourselves before men. You want to look right in the sight of men. But I don't care people's perception of me. It don't matter how you perceive me. That's superficiality. What truly matters is how the Most High sees me. Okay? That's what matters. It don't matter the opinion of men. I was literally told this last year sometime. That, maybe people's perception of you is flawed or something. Maybe it's people's perception of you. Maybe you need to, change people's perception. I have no control over people's perception. People can have whatever perception you want. Okay? All of our perception is based upon our reality. And I don't live the same reality as most people. Perception isn't the truth. It isn't the true reality. How people perceive me. The true reality is how the Most High perceives me. So if the Most High be for me, then who really can be against me? See, you can set yourself as an adversary all you want. But you're not setting yourself as an adversary against just me. For when you set yourself as an adversary against me, understand that you are also setting yourself an adversary against the Great Spirit who selected me. So I can care less about justifying myself before men. Because I know that the Great Spirit knows our heart. For that which is highly esteemed among men is an abomination in the sight of the Great Spirit. So you people want to esteem these billionaires as if they are righteous. You esteem these people as if they're righteous. But this is abominable to the Great Spirit. You esteem all of these people on indigenous land, the richest family in every state. You esteem these people, you praise these people, you pat them on the back. But what's highly esteemed among men is an abomination to the Great Spirit. That's Luke 16:15. How come my life lines up with the scripture, but all of you Christians who are professing to know, love, and serve my Father, you're doing everything contrary to the scripture? How come that is? Could it be that Christianity is vain worship? These people draw near to me with their mouth and honor me with their lips. Vain means useless, empty, hollow, or unsuccessful. Your heart, that which the Most High cares about, your heart would like for you to have a kind heart, would like for you to have a soft heart towards your neighbor, but you instead want to have a calloused heart. And therefore your heart is far from the one who you are professing you love and serve. Therefore, in vain do you worship, teaching as doctrines the commandments of men. This is exactly what you are doing as you shut up your bowels of compassion. And this is highly esteemed among men. Don't get it twisted. Your religion is highly popular. Oh, just believe. Just confess and believe. Jesus came to die for your sins. Now you're saved. That's a strong delusion. Because it is about your heart. It's about your mindset. It's about how you treat people. In vain they do worship me, teaching as doctrines the precepts of men, neglecting the instruction of the Great Spirit. You hold to the tradition of men. You nicely set aside the instruction of the Great Spirit in order to keep your tradition. Therefore, you don't serve my power. Jeremiah told you, how do you say we are wise and the law of the Most High is with us? When look, certainly in vain made he it. The pen of the scribes is in vain. See, you live in a superficial ass world. You hold to the vain words written in a physical book. You run to those passages that justify your lust in your flesh, your carnal desires, that which you want to do, that which pleases your flesh. That is what you hold to. Well, understand, you worship and obey your lower carnal nature. And that which you are loyal to, that which you are obedient to, is that who you worship. Okay? So it don't matter what you say. You're selfish. You're puffed up in your pride and your arrogance. You don't want to unlearn the wisdom of this world and relearn via the spirit of truth. You don't want to do any of that. You want to hold on to the blessing bag of Lucifer? Understand what God you are serving. Okay? It don't matter what the hell you want to say out your mouth. These wicked people don't serve my God. For if they did serve my God, they would be sowing out of all of their abundance to help heal the world. But that's not what they're doing. These people are possessed by demons of greed and selfishness. Same with these people. White supremacy. Arrogance. All right? And whatever is highly esteemed among men is an abomination in the sight of the Great Spirit. Why are you esteeming this dude? Why are you on your knees to this dude? Like, wow. Let's get a bigger picture of this thing right here. in the background. Does that look holy to you? It clearly don't look holy to me. It looks like something out of a horror movie. But this is the Vatican. Did you know the Vatican is shaped like a serpent? The word Vatican literally means divining serpent. And then we can clearly see what they have done to the people. They got all the wealth. And impoverished nations. So they cannot be righteous. No, these people are not righteous. This is the Antichrist. Alright? They brought the opposite of righteousness. Okay? Prince of devils. Fell by pride and rebellion against the Great Spirit. And that's most of humanity, unfortunately. You're puffed up in your pride and you are rebellious to divine love. You rather hoard. You rather have the mentality root hog or die poor. That's a serpent. This dude is not righteous, not holy whatsoever. But they do know who the true people are. And they've deceived all of humanity. They know who the true people of the book are. Alright? This is wickedness. But you people so blind that you cannot see? You think this is righteous? This gives off pleasant, righteous vibes to you? He give off pleasant, righteous vibes to you? Oh, goodness. These people give off pleasant, righteous vibes to you? You people need to start asking yourself these things. Because you have set yourself against the wrong one. Okay? And you have been praising the wrong ones. Alright? You've accepted the demonic side. Alright? You've been holding to the demonic side. While demonizing the Father's people. And time's up for that. Alright? Because we're in the time of the revealing. It's find out where we are.
And who it is I serve. My attributes are supposed to be lined up to the one that you serve, you know. So the one that I profess, my attributes line up to that. Alright, so I walk in divine love. I walk in true divine love, compassion, mercy, empathy, alright, generosity. I sow out of my own poverty, okay? I have never been selfish, never been a hoarder, alright? Never been greedy, okay? Always been the opposite of that, okay? But however, it worked to my destruction when I had no understanding because it made me naive, okay? It made me ignorant to the devices of Satan because I did not have an evil mind. I did not have an evil heart. I didn't have a corrupted heart. Alright, I was pure of heart and I was curious. Alright, dangerous combination. Very dangerous combination. Alright, daring, bold, okay, aggressive. Alright, it like fire sign, double fire. Because I think this year is the fire dragon. Or it might be the wood dragon, I don't know. For this year, it might be the wood dragon, but in '76 it was a fire dragon. This year is a wood dragon, Chinese zodiac. But like 2024 is a wood dragon, but in 1976 it was a fire dragon, and that's the year that I was born. So I am double fire. So growing up all my life, I was explosive. Okay. And I did a lot of things in ignorance when I would explode and just lose my mind, okay? Not think about anything, just like blow the hell up on the situation. And deal with it right then and there. I was not the type to harvest things in my heart, alright? I was the type to blow up and hash it all out right then and there. Settle it, you know? But, in all honesty, I never been one to carry weapons. Alright, I never owned a gun. I think when I forget how old I was probably like in my late teens, in my early 20s or so. I think I pretended one day that there was somebody that knocked on my door to hand me a gun and all of that. I made that story up so that I could seem cool in her eyes and all of this, you know. But I ain't never owned no gun.
And actually, I think I was about 17. I was about 17 years old when that happened. I was still developing, you know, in my mind and all of that, you know. But I was more so, you know. I wasn't really hard, you know what I'm saying? I just portrayed myself to be hard, you know, so that way, you know, people wouldn't try to take advantage of me. Like, I started learning to do that, you know, because of the mistreatment throughout my life. By the time I was 16, 17 years old, you know, I was trying to, you know, portray myself as harder than I was, you know. And so, anyway, I have to come clean on all of that stuff. I'm instructed to literally talk about these things and clear the slate, okay? Don't know if this person will ever find this video. I'm not in contact with that person any longer. I have no idea, you know, where that person is or anything like that, you know, but who knows? This person may, you know, come across this one day. Who knows? But, you know, I'm instructed to be real about my life and the things that I've done. Alright, so the closest that I came to owning a gun was just, you know, saying that somebody handed me a gun. Like, so yes, bro, back before I had any knowledge and understanding and real clarity of the Great Spirit and what's instructed of us, what's expected of us, alright, I lied. I did a lot of lying, okay? I stole things, alright? I acted out in ignorance. I did a lot of things that I was not supposed to do. However, I got punished right away, alright? I was chastised immediately. I did not get away with anything, okay? So anyway, let's continue.
But I ain't never owned no gun. And it's for good reason, because I'm different, I'm set apart. I think I did own a switchblade knife before, but I no longer have it. I think I've owned several knives before, but I no longer have them. The last knife I had was just a little pocket knife, and when I had to do community service, the security kept harassing me over it, so I just gave it to him. I'm like, bro, it's not even that serious. Here, keep it, okay? It's not that big of a deal, all right? Always telling me I need to keep it at home. I'm like, bro, it's a keychain. All right, it's on my keychain for a reason, because it's a keychain. It's a keychain pocket freaking knife. All right, it was really little. It was about an inch, like if that. It was about an inch tall. It was miniature. And so anyway, I mainly use it to open up a package or something. I ain't never used it to try to stab somebody, and I ain't never had it in my mind how I would use it in order to protect my life. Okay? I never lived my life that way. Like, ever. Except for when I was younger. And I'm not even trying to go down this route, bro. Like, I wasn't trying to talk about, I wasn't trying to make it about this, okay? But for some reason, it's rallying this way. So, like, growing up in the hood, the gangs was harassing my brother. I don't remember much, and I don't really want to make up anything, bro, but I know that I was affiliated. All right, I was gang affiliated with the GDs. And, but before I ever joined their gang or anything like that, my mom had a vision. My mom and my uncle both had a vision, the same vision, that I would not make it to the age of 16 if we stayed there in Chicago. And at the time, my uncle had already moved to Oklahoma. He was living in the city of Broken Arrow. So within a week, they didn't know that they had both had the same vision. But when they talked soon after that, somehow it came up. And my mom seemed a bit disturbed. But, she told me and my brother, I guess the vision must have shook my mom up really bad, okay? Whatever vision or dream that she had and that my uncle had concerning me, it shook them up really bad. So we left Chicago within a week, and we moved. We didn't, my mom did not have a job set up or nothing like that. My mom didn't have nothing set up. We were literally just told, to come to Oklahoma. And so that's what we did, bro. We packed up and we came to Tulsa. And, I was always shunned all my life, okay? And I was always picked on, all right? I was a very odd child, okay? I was a very oddball. I didn't fit in anywhere. I was confused because I wondered why I didn't fit in anywhere. But fast forward to here and enter into the 9th grade of Memorial High School, okay? Memorial Senior High. And I had transferred from high school in Chicago, all right? And so anyway, I transferred from there. I remember one day on the bus going to school, there was these GDs that got on the bus, and they beat the crap out of these dudes that was from the same school. But the school that I was going to was a Vice Lord school. All right, I was going to a Vice Lord school, and it's crazy, bro. I'm getting a deep spiritual download that I was really delivered from some like great wickedness that could have happened if we had stayed there. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, check it, I was affiliated, all right? I was affiliated because I was trying to protect my brother, all right? And my mom. My mom worked late and all of this, you know. But anyway, from what I can remember, that's about as far as I went with the gangs. I think I tried to just get in good with them so that they would leave my brother alone, you know, and help to protect my mom, you know. But and this was, you know, the GDs. Well, anyway, that happened pretty quickly because I hadn't been going to that school that long.
And one thing about my brother, see, my brother was not the fighter type. All right, I was the fighter. Okay, I was the fighter. I was the one that was not afraid of confrontation. But my brother tried to avoid confrontation at all cost. The only time my brother fought was when he was cornered, you know. But these dudes in the neighborhood, because we were in the hood, my brother never, like, my brother was different, you know, from me. All right, he wasn't trying to mess with nobody. My brother, and then when we moved here, he was able to like blend in very well with, you know, the white kids, all right, and he took to them really well. And anyway, that was that. But back in the hood, he had a very negative experience in the hood, all right, because he wasn't built for the hood, all right. So anyway, they would pick on him, trying to bully him into joining a gang, and he didn't want to have nothing to do with that, all right. So anyway, I had to stop these little boys from messing with my brother. Alright, so let's continue.
Because I hadn't been going to that school that long, you know. I literally, it was within the same year, kind of early in the year, that we transferred to Memorial Senior High. And so now I'm in this school, and, you know, I went from a pretty much all black school, okay, all black schools, all black neighborhoods, all right, to now is predominantly Europeans, all right, and a melting pot of other nations, but predominantly a lot of Europeans. All right, and there's, you know, some of my people, like I said, it was a melting pot, but predominantly Europeans, and I had never seen that many Europeans since back in the days I went to, I think, Hendrix, where it was a very racist school, and I experienced a lot of racism in that school.
It was either Graham or Hendrix, I can't remember which one. But one of them elementary schools, whichever one, my mom would probably know which one it was, either Hendrix or Graham, I don't remember which one.
So I think old scars were still there, entering into that school, so there's things that I had to get over, and I don't really remember too much from there other than being outcasted still yet, alright, but there was some Crips there, alright, Hoover Crips and whatnot, and I like their colors, the bright orange and blue.
And I don't want people to be confused because I'm talking about the high school that I transferred to, the Memorial High School, all right? So, you know, when I transferred to the Memorial, it was right before I turned 16 or so. So I'm in a new school, and so anyway, let's continue.
Hoover Crips and whatnot, and I like their colors, the bright orange and blue. I resonated with them, you know what I'm saying? So I tried to make good with them, and anyway, they were like, they were trying to test me out and whatnot. They were like, "Who are you?" And you know, I'm trying to play it cool and whatnot because these people don't know me, you know. So this is the first time, you know. I mean, I still was being me, but I was being me in ignorance. Okay, please get it correct, people. Okay, don't twist my words. I'm trying to give it to you as straight as I can give it to you. All right. I wasn't trying to put on no pretense other than I did kind of embellish a little bit and pretended like I was a full-fledged gang member, okay? but I was only affiliated. And so anyway, I had to prove myself. All right, I had to prove myself. And so the way that I don't remember who suggested it. I don't know if it was me or one of them suggested that I set the school on fire. I don't remember. All right, I'm not gonna pretend that I remember when I don't remember. I don't know. I could have said something like, I prove it, I will set this mofo on fire, and I don't know. Because I was always known to pop off at the mouth like that, say some outrageous, outlandish shit out of nowhere and just flabbergast people, I was always known to do things or say things that would, completely, make people do a whole freaking 360, 180, come again, what? They can't figure me out, but that's always been me naturally. And people that surround me for all my life, those who stayed around me, it's like, at that time when I was in ignorance, all right, the longer they stayed around me, I can't really say that nobody stuck around, bro, because there was this group of white boys, right, and that seemed like that was the only time in my life that I was actually accepted for me. Alright, this group of white boys, literally accepted me for me, but all my life in my community, amongst my own people, among my own family, they always seemed to detest me, and I was always the scapegoat. I was always the blame. I was always the one picked upon. Alright, I was always the one, bruh. My own people took advantage of me. They took advantage of my innocence. They took advantage of my good heart. All right? They took advantage of my kindness and my meekness and my compassion. All of these natural gifts that the Father instilled within me. It made me gullible in a wicked-ass world. Okay? So I was mistreated a hell of a lot. Not understanding why. Okay? It was because I had these qualities naturally. And people didn't have these qualities. They had the opposite. Therefore, they mistreated me. And I was left in, I did not understand why. I didn't understand. So that caused me to seek. Alright? This is the set-apart life of the ones that was hand-selected by the Father. There's something that He put within us that the world could not corrupt nor change. And so all of our life, it causes the scorning. It causes the hatred naturally because these people don't possess the qualities that we naturally have. Alright? And so they covet it. But it's not like I have a monopoly on it. These are simply the fruits of the Spirit. And anybody can attain it. It takes humility, obedience. And the only way that you're going to be obedient is if you humble yourself. Because He told you to humble yourself. Whosoever does not humble himself as this little child and be converted shall not inherit the kingdom. Alright, He told you verbatim, people. He told you this verbatim, that you must humble yourself. You must subdue your ego. You must subdue your lower carnal nature. That's what it means by crucify the flesh. Because your flesh is your lower carnal nature. That's why we're instructed to walk in the Spirit. Okay? For when you walk in the Spirit, you do not have to follow the ways of the world.
And that's the thing, okay? So, and we're breaking this down on this particular message was by way of the Spirit, and I'm breaking this down to let you know this is how you obtain what I have. All right? Because what I have is what helped me to stand in a face of adversity. All right, it helps me to take a stand against economic slavery. All right, this fruit of the spirit that I've been given was because of my obedience. All right, in accepting the spirit of truth and the reproof that it comes with. All right, see, the Messiah did tell you. All right, verily I say unto you, except you be converted, okay? Except you be converted and become as little children, you shall not enter the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever, that means it's not exclusive to me, all right? Whosoever, therefore, shall humble himself as this little child, the same is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. Okay? Why is that? Because the more that you are humble, the more you can receive by way of the Spirit and apply it to your life. The garden of obedience, the fruit of the Spirit, grows only in the garden of obedience. Okay? When the Spirit of truth comes, he will guide you into all truth. For he will not speak on his own authority, but whatever he hears, he will speak, and he will declare to you the things that are to come. Okay? The Messiah appointed the Spirit of truth. All right, the Most High, who at sundry times and in diverse manners spake in times past unto the fathers by the prophets, hath in these days spoken unto us by his Son, the Good Shepherd, whom he has appointed heir of all things. Okay, whom has been appointed heir of all things, by whom he also made the worlds. Okay, so this promised anointed one also created the earth, okay, and the resources within the earth, all right, and he came to the earth to demonstrate the eternal laws of love all the way unto death, and rose, okay, became an ascended master, okay, and he sent us the Spirit, and before he left he said, nevertheless I tell you the truth, it is expedient for you that I go away. For if I go not away, the Comforter will not come unto you. But if I depart, I will send the Comforter unto you. That is his Spirit. Okay? Because the Spirit is eternal, but the flesh is temporary. Okay? So he had to leave and give us the Spirit. But we have to accept the Spirit. Okay? Howbeit, when he, the Spirit of truth, is come, he will guide you into all truth. For he shall not speak of himself, but whatsoever he shall hear, that's what he will speak, and he will show you things to come. 1 John 2:20, but you have an unction from the Holy One, and you know all things. Okay? That's those of us that accept his Spirit and apply it to our life. Therefore, we are in the garden of obedience, where the fruit of the Spirit grows. Okay? When we're following a good shepherd. All right? I have not written unto you because you know not the truth, but because you know it, and that no lie is of the truth. But the anointing which you have received of him abideth also in you, and you need not that any man teach you. Okay? Because mortal men is teaching according to the wisdom of this world. But those of us who accept the Spirit from the Holy One, then we will know the truth. Okay? Because there's no lie of the Spirit of truth. Okay? And the same anointing that was upon the Holy One is also upon us that resideth within us. Okay? Therefore, we don't need any man to teach us. All right? But as the same anointing teaches us of all things and is true and is no lie, and even it has taught us, we shall abide in the spirit of truth. Okay? Not in what mortal men say. Okay? So understand, people. You have to convert. You got to be converted like a little child. You cannot be conformed to this world. You have to be transformed by the renewing of your mind. All right? You have to let go of the wisdom of this world. That's how you are not going to be conformed to the world. Until you let go of the wisdom of this world, you are conformed to it. Okay? You are following the ways of this world. You are following the establishment. Okay? Therefore, you are following wickedness. All right? And you're conformed to this world. He told you to love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. Come on, PC. Do not love the world, okay? Do not love the world or anything in the world. If anyone loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in this world is the desires of the flesh, the desires of the eyes, and the pride of life. All of that is not from the Father, but from this world. Okay? Same thing that Satan offered to the Messiah in Matthew 4:8. Again, the devil took him to a very high mountain and showed him all the kingdoms of the world and their glory, and said, if thou shalt only bow down before me, I will give all that is unto you. All right? The Messiah told him to get away from him, for we shall worship the Most High, our power only. Okay? Therefore, his sheep hear his voice and we follow. Therefore, I don't care what Satan offers. All right? I don't care about all the kingdoms of this world. I don't care about money. I don't care about status and clout and honors of men and all of that trivial vain crap. Okay? I am not conformed to this world, but I have been transformed by the renewing of my mind. That way I am able to test and approve what is the good, pleasing, and perfect will of the Most High. Okay? Friendship with the world is hostility towards the Most High. Therefore, whoever chooses to be a friend of the world renders himself an enemy to the Most High. All right? So you want to keep praising and glorifying these people who set themselves up in authority as your religious leaders, your governments, all of these people, all right, that got all the money, the fame, the clout, the honors of men. Keep following them people, all right? You're choosing to be a friend of the world. Therefore, you are rendering yourself an enemy to the Great Spirit, the living power. All right? They are of the world. Therefore, they speak of the world, and the world heareth them. Okay? So all my brethren trying to demonize me for not earning money, they are speaking as of the world. Okay? And the whole world is in one accord with what they say. Alright? But for whosoever is born of the Most High overcometh the world. Okay? And this is the victory that overcometh the world. Even our faith. Real faith. Not blind deception. Okay? I'm not blindly deceived that money is a false god. That's the absolute truth. And if I was of the world, then the world would love me. But because I am not of the world, but I have been chosen out of the world, therefore the world has hated me. No man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve both the Most High and money. Whoso has this world's goods, that which the wicked has established, for us to sustain our damn life. Whoso has this world's goods, this world's resources, and seeth his brother have need, and shutteth up his bowels of compassion from him, how does the love of the Most High dwell in that person? It doesn't. It means it's non-existent. They're giving vain lip service. Therefore, it's not real love. And they don't serve my Father. They don't serve the true and living power. What I'm giving you is His word that never changed. That we are to love one another the way we love ourselves. The truth shall set you people free. Live by the spirit of love and truth, grasping a part of the higher similitude. Love, wisdom, and light consciousness are the hidden keys to opening the gateways of light for us throughout the kingdom. All right? So all those following the ways of this world, they cannot receive this truth by the way of the Spirit. They cast it off as if it's nothing.
Only those who are truly walking in the Spirit can hold to that and lean upon that and actually have faith in that. And we don't have to follow the ways of the world. Alright? But all those who don't have what we have, alright, which is the fruits of the Spirit, and we don't have to follow the ways of the world.
And so we don't have to follow the ways of the world when we are keeping His eternal law. Alright? Then we have faith that we can operate in real faith because we know that the Great Spirit is going to take care of us. All right? But see, understand, many people are not walking in the Spirit. Their spirit wants to be free, but they're worshiping their lower carnal nature and they're rebellious. So they're holding on for dear life With a death grip, they're clutching on to the ways of this world. They're clutching on to the economic system. They don't want it to go away. They like having their money. Okay? They like having all of their materialistic things and caring about their materialistic things over other people. Okay? But we are instructed to discipline our flesh, bring it into alignment with the Most High's true word through prayer and obedience. All right? Do not let your flesh drag your soul to hell. Many people have been deceived into putting their spirit under subjection while they live in their carnal flesh. All right, your true spirit don't want to be enslaved to the flesh. All right? Walk in the spirit. Those of us who belong to the Messiah for real, we have crucified our lower carnal nature and we walk in the spirit. We don't satisfy our passions and lustful desires, all right, against the great spirit. We are instructed to be pure before the eyes of our maker. So we are celibate, okay? I've been celibate, all right? I've had my mind renewed, okay? So I crucified my lower carnal nature and I walk in the spirit. Therefore, I can put my whole trust and faith in the Most High to sustain me, all right? Because I walk in the spirit. All right? Not in my carnal flesh. I don't depend upon the things of the flesh. All those who are walking in their flesh and have a carnal mindset, they can't wrap their head around not sustaining their life. They must sustain their life because this is all that they can see. But when you walk in the spirit, your life is not your own. It's the great spirits to protect. Okay? That's the difference. And I am spirit led. I ain't led of my carnal flesh. All right? I'm led of the spirit. So I know what's to come. All right? And so that's what it is, people. All right? And this is why people have a problem with me, because they cannot wrap their head around, the spiritual aspect and spiritual things that I've been instructed to give. All right? And it's because their hearts are hardened. Okay? So a hardened heart will keep you from perceiving spiritual truth. All right? That we are to love one another. Okay? And again, real love is not hoarding. Real love is not being selfish. Real love is making sure those who are in need have what they need. Okay? Especially when you have abundance. All right? That's just is what it is, people. All right? Because how can the love of the Most High dwell in you when you have an abundance and you see someone in need and you shut up your bowels of compassion? That means that the love of the Most High don't dwell in you. Okay? So it don't matter what the hell you say out your mouth. All right? It don't matter at all what you say out your mouth. You are hardened in your heart. So all you can see is surface level. You're not earning money. Therefore, you're a burden on society because now others have to take care of you. Well, you're casting off the eternal law of divine love. that we are to love one another the way that we love ourselves. And the Great Spirit never created money, never created the economic system, never put a value system upon the resources on the earth. Okay? So, it's your hardened heart that's going to lead you to the lake of fire. All right? Because you need to be able to perceive these spiritual things in order for your salvation. You're going to have to accept the spirit of truth and the reproof. It is the truth that sets you free. And with the spirit of truth, it comes to reprove. We went over this already. Alright? We went over all of these passages about reproof. Okay? Whoso loveth instruction loveth knowledge, but he that hateth reproof is brutish. Alright? Your lower carnal nature. If you cannot accept reproof, that means you are animalistic. You are carnal minded. Alright? Those who hate instruction, you don't love the Great Spirit, but the Most High doesn't despise the people. But look, it says, and I say, how I hated instruction, and my heart despised reproof. All those who despise reproof and hate instruction hate the Most High. Okay? And hate his people. But it's not the Most High that hates you. Okay? The Most High is all love and wants you to humble yourself and accept the instruction, but not going to force it upon you. Okay? Reproof only enters into a wise man. Okay? Only enters into a wise man. Only the wise can accept reproof via the spirit of truth. Alright? So we went over this already. Understand that poverty and shame is going to be to them that refuses to keep the eternal law. And that regardeth, but he that regardeth reproof shall be honored. Okay? He that regardeth reproof shall be honored. Okay? Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you and make known my words to you. Alright? How are you going to know his words when you refuse to hear the reproof? You refuse to accept the reproof. Your ego is going to block it. Okay? Therefore, you won't know the true oracles of the Great Spirit. You will be following the vain words of men. Okay? And when you're following the vain words of men, one second. When you're following the vain words of men, then you're going to be like this. You're going to be one of these, a typical work week. Alright? Because it's all you know. It's all you can do. Alright? At the end of the week, you're going to be like, it's been a rough week, but I survived. And it makes you bitter. It makes you cold-hearted against those that don't do what you do. Alright? You're having to go through this. And you hate it. You despise it. But instead of confronting those who established it, no, you band together to stonewall the one who's standing against it. You know that saying, misery loves company?
Alright? But all those who don't have what we have, alright, which is the fruits of the Spirit, the Holy Spirit, and the Spirit of truth, which comes to reprove. Because we accepted the reproof and applied it to our life and we're living it. So we have this. Alright, so all of the people that's following the ways of the world, they're looking at us like you think you better than us. But I ain't got that. I don't have nowhere near that thought in my mind. This is what you think. Alright, you think I think I'm better than you. But it don't make it true. Alright? I don't live my life to one up my neighbor. Okay? I live my life to elevate as high as my potential goes. Okay? I live my life for the will of the Most High. Okay? I seek to glorify my Maker. Only. I don't seek the glory for me. My Maker had to get me to understand, don't worry. Don't stop casting it down. Don't cast down the greatness that you are going to experience. Don't worry about your circumstances right now. You know, and see, bruh, at the time, when I be in my circumstances, okay, in utter poverty, and the Father gives me divine inspiration, spiritual gifts, alright? And then it'll flash before my eyes, in my mind's eye, like being known, like people knowing who I am, okay? And this has happened all my life. And all my life, I casted the thoughts down because I did not care about any of that, okay? But I've always been a free spirit. And I knew that if I only had time to find out and connect with, you know, the true source, then eventually I'll find my path. I'll find why I'm on the earth. Okay? Because I knew I was not on the earth to earn money and sustain my life. That shit irked the hell out of me. Okay? I felt like a slave. I felt like a robot. And I am not a robot. I'm a human being with a freaking conscience. And, you know, I knew that I had free agency. My life was one big oppression. Okay? I experienced oppression all my life everywhere I turned. Okay, everybody dictating to me, everybody demanding of me, like, bruh, what the hell is this? Like, this is a nightmare. Why can't I be me? Like, what's so wrong about me being me? Why must I conform to your ideology? Why must I fit in your box? Like, I just could not get with the ways of this world. And it just seemed utterly asinine to me. Day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, earning money just so that I can sustain my damn life. I hated that shit. And then when I get paid, like my whole paycheck is taken from me anyway. I barely had enough to sustain my wants and needs. You know, and I was broke and miserable. And most of my time is taken by being at this job, doing something I don't want to do because I'm forced to do it. Okay, this is some bullshit. So I had no knowledge of who I was. I had no knowledge of where my ancestral land was. And like, as if my people never had land. As if my people was just merely freaking commodity. Okay? As if we were nothing but property. Alright? This is how the world wants to view us. That we're nothing but property.
This is exactly what has happened, and how, you know, we're expected to be okay with being viewed as. Alright? Yes. They've exploited us since they invaded our lands. Alright? Dane Calloway came out with a video going into detail on this. Alright? Do you see this? You see that, right? Yes, this was a real product. Okay, you see how this person is dressed? Alright? You see that term. You know who has been called this term. Okay? Look at this. Alright? It's the name of a rock in Virginia. It's been renamed Stoneface, but they used to call it this. Alright? Who is the American Indian? A dark-skinned person of any origin. In early U.S. use, usually with reference to American Indians, usually offensive. 1582 Oxford Dictionary. Okay? So, we no longer accept foreigners teaching us about our history. We no longer accept the identity that they slapped upon us. For the Spirit came to awaken us in the land of our captivity. So now we know who we are. Alright? We know the things that happen on this land. Okay? This is real history. Alright? And it happened to the biblical people. You see this? Bounty. 200 a dozen for nigger ears. Alright? Money. Paid 200 for 12 nigger ears. Alright? That's crazy. But you understand who they did these atrocities to. Alright? There's a book, 10 Little Niggers. Alright? Ten Little Indians. Okay? Understand. We are the Indians. They just reclassified us so that we would not know who we are and where our lands were. Okay? So understand what these people have done. Trying to help people understand what's going on right now is like trying to go back into a burning building to pull someone out, only to have them keep punching you in the face and demand evidence that the building is on fire, even after they admit they can see the flames. You know who we are, but yet you still want to hold on to the status quo. That's ignorance. That's pure ignorance. But you know what? That's the irony of it. That's the irony of your white supremacy. See, the Great Spirit allowed you people to think that you are better than us. And now, in order for you to get real salvation, you're going to have to humble yourselves to us. Yeah, those of us who he rose up and gave his oracles to, you're going to have to humble yourself and listen to us. Because we have the keys to the kingdom. He gave it unto us. And all of you who refuse to cleave to us is gonna reap your just deserts. Okay? It's as simple as that, people.
Okay? And all my life I felt this way. Like, I see my life in the scriptures. So when the scriptures say that they say to you, bow down so that we may go over, and thou hast laid thy body as the ground and as the street to them that went over, bruh, that was my life. Okay? People just walking all over me in order for them to live lavishly. Okay? I seen the queen. I seen the freaking popes. I seen the freaking presidents. I seen all the freaking pastors and all of these people who set themselves up in authority over me. And how they're living lavishly and I am in poverty. That didn't make sense to me. Okay? These same people writing the laws and the legislations. These same people causing inflation. I do not consent to be governed by the holy wicked. I have every right to depend upon my God, because my God is outside of this system, not a part of this system, but it has his people up under subjection. Just like ancient Egypt back in the day, when Pharaoh hardened his heart and refused to let the Israelites go free to serve their power in peace, love, and harmony. You don't want to let us go. You want to tighten your grip on us. Tell us to rule hog or die poor. Well, you're on our ancestral land, and we've been awakened in the land of our captivity. And he brought back to our remembrance of who we are. And we praise him in the land of our captivity. And think upon his name. We've turned from our stiff-necked ways and our wicked deeds. For we remember the way of our fathers, which sinned before the Most High. And I know that they're listening, because it's a government phone. But they can do nothing to me that the Most High will not allow. And so my whole trust and faith is in a living power, not in the God of money, not in the established God of this world. Don't be mad at me that I ain't complacent with wickedness and gross deception. Your time is up. That's why he awakened us. You are in a valley of decision. Whether you believe it or not, your belief in your core ideology, no matter what the hell you want to think, is irrelevant when it comes to the time intervals that's been set in motion. And it is time for the restoration of the children of light and the great judgment of the abhorrently wicked, the selfish and the greedy, the unmerciful, the non-compassionate, the hateful, non-lovers of the eternal law of divine love, detesters of divine love, detesters of compassion, detesters of mercy. They're all about to reap their just deserts. Every single thing that they have dished out upon others, all of that negative energy is about to be dumped upon them. And there's nobody that's going to deliver them. They ain't going to have nobody to call upon. Who the hell they going to call upon? Who the hell going to deliver them? They ain't going to be able to deliver themselves. No, they going to take one another out. And, you know, like, I don't have the whole big picture of what all y'all going to go through. But, when it comes time to throw them things, the children of light gonna be protected. We gonna be shielded. Okay? Y'all gonna be off in other lands doing all of that. Alright? The only ones that's gonna be on this land is gonna be those who are wanting to live in peace, love, and harmony with all humanity and all creation. Alright? And all those who refuse to do so, you ain't gonna be over here. You gonna be doing you. You know? Survival of the fittest. Alright? And y'all gonna be taking one another out. Y'all gonna be having major wars and, power struggles and all of these things that wicked people do to one another. Okay? They want to try to include the righteous in their wickedness. But it comes a time where the Great Spirit puts it into that and delivers the righteous beings who are full of love, compassion, mercy, and empathy. We don't care about money, but you want to be mad at us because we don't care about your God. Like, you want to force me to care enough about your God just so that I can live on the earth. That's evil, bro. That is evil. Okay? That's evil. You telling me that my life is not worth caring about if I don't pine after your God. Like, wow. But at the same time you profess to serve my Father. Can you imagine what you looking like to my Father? You looking like a whole Pharisee, a whole hypocrite. My life ain't worth saving unless I bow down and worship your God. But that sounds like Christianity. That sounds like Constantine spreading their gospel by the sword, literally. I'm gonna chop your head off unless you accept white Jesus. We ain't got no love for you if you ain't doing what you can do for yourself. Root hog or die poor. Money don't grow on trees. If you don't learn to save, earn, and save your own money, don't think you're gonna get a handout from me. Hey, brother, y'all in your cold ass hearts and your justification of this world. This is why you gotta renew your mind. Because your mind is attached to the wisdom of this world. You're thinking with a carnal mindset. You're giving Satan way more power than he has. Okay? And that's because of your own damn iniquity. Alright? You know you can't truly 100% trust in the living power when you're not in one accord and right standing with the living power. That ain't my fault. It's up to you to work on your relationship with the Great Spirit to where you can feel comfortable leaning upon the Spirit and trusting the Spirit for real, for real. Because it is about what we do. It is about our deeds. It is about how we live our life. So, on that note, I'm going to end it there. Shalom.
Alright, so we got through that audio. We're going to go back over here so we can wrap this up. This is going to be from the Testament of Asher. Take it as chapter 7 is a screenshot that I got. Alright. Do not become like Sodom, or do not become like Sodom, which did not recognize the Most High's angels and ended up perishing for what would seem like eternity. Alright? For I know that you will sin and be delivered into the hands of your enemies. Your land shall be made desolate. Alright? And your sanctuary wholly polluted. Alright? Holy places, the people, all of these things completely wholly polluted. Alright? The land without any kind of righteousness, purity, innocence, and whatnot. Alright? Wickedness is just running rampant. Okay? You will be scattered to the four corners, alright, of the earth, America. Alright? In the scattering, you shall be regarded as worthless. I am regarded as worthless. All my life I've been regarded as worthless. Alright? Like useless water. Until such a time as the Most High visits America. Alright? He shall come as a man, eating and drinking with human beings, crushing the dragon's head in the water. This is the children of light that's been awakened in this time to speak the truth of the living power. Alright? And the Most High is going to save Israel and all nations, alright, that cleave unto the children of light. He's going to save the children of light and all nations that cleave to the children of light. Alright? Tell these things, my children, to your children, so that they will not disobey him. Alright? For I know that you will be thoroughly disobedient. This happened. My people were thoroughly disobedient, and we were delivered into the hands of the enemy. Alright? That you will be thoroughly without the spirit of truth. Okay? Heeding not the Most High's law, but human commandments. Okay? This was my family. They thought that they were following God's laws. And on surface level, they were, because they did keep the 10 Commandments. Okay? My mom kept the 10 Commandments. Alright? However, the part of the 10 Commandments is supposed to sum up divine love. Alright? But my mom has been corrupted in not understanding divine love. Okay, so it's the letter of the law. Alright, the 10 Commandments on surface level. Alright, thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not steal. Alright, thou shalt honor thy father and thy mother. Alright, so that your days shall be long. Alright, thou shalt serve and worship God. Okay, but not understanding which God she's worshiping and serving. But in her innocence, alright, and the Most High knows that, she's in ignorance when it comes to religion. Alright, so she is not wholly wicked. Alright, she's only operating out of the reality that she has been presented. And she has yet to question that reality. Alright, but she's still going to be judged based on how she has treated me. Okay? And that's going to burn within her. Alright? That's going to burn within her. Once she realizes what she's done, then that's what she's going to have to, if she does not remedy it, Okay, if she does not apologize and begin to be loving, like real loves, like show real love to me, then this is gonna torment her. All right. Once she comes into the realization of, that the Father had me in her life, and this is how she treated me. All right. Um, that's with anybody. That's with anybody that mistreats the ones that the Father put here. Okay? Now, my mom following human commandments, but on surface level, she sees it as God's commandments, all right? And some of them are. We are not to steal from one another. We're not to kill, all right? We are to worship and serve the Most High. But, again, I already went through it, okay? But she was corrupted by evil because of the wicked system that's been established in the religion of Christianity. Okay? For this reason, you will be scattered like Dan and Gad, my brothers. You shall not know your own lands, tribe, or language. This is why we did not know who we were. And this is why we thought we were from Africa. All right? Because this is what we were taught in school. That we were nothing but slaves. We were nothing but commodities. We were nothing but property. Okay? And this is why it's really hard for you nations to listen to us. Because you've been conditioned to look down upon us. Alright? But he is going to gather us in faith through his compassion and on account of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, our forefathers. Because we are the biblical people. Right? But because of your stubbornness and your unrepentant heart, many of you are stirring up wrath for yourself in a day of wrath and the revelation of the righteous. This is the judgment of the Most High. Understand, when the righteous are revealed, that's going to burn up the wicked. Okay? They're going to be groaning within themselves. They're going to be flabbergasted. They're going to be astounded. They're going to be crying out. They're already doing it because now the righteous has been emboldened. So the righteous are standing in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors. This is happening right now in real time. And when they come across this information, they shall be troubled with terrible fear. Why is that? Because they cannot refute the things that we are led to say by way of the Spirit. And all the receipts that we show that this was our ancestral land. And all of you nations on this land are foreigners. And how the Great Spirit allowed for you to get up on top of us very high. And have us come down very low. Okay? So you're going to realize that you live in a false reality. And that's what's causing a terrible fear. And you're going to be amazed at the strangeness of our salvation. It's going to be very strange to you. Why is that? Because the mentality of this world is ain't nobody going to give you a handout. Money don't grow on trees. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Alright? Root hog or die poor. That's the mentality of most people. But it's very strange. It would be a very strange thing for an am to come across this information and be righteous. Become a righteous am for his vine. Yeah, that would be very strange. To allow us to soar in our purpose in which the Father created us for. It's going to be so far beyond what you have looked for. And you're going to be repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit. You're going to say within yourselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision and a proverb of reproach. Even my own family, how they look down upon me. Okay? They're going to be surprised and shocked. We fools accounted his life madness, and his end to be without honor, as my family withhold from me. They have the mentality of root hog or die poor. It's all about the money. And if you're not pining after money, then something is wrong with you. You're lazy. You're all of these things. You're an irresponsible adult. But I worship the true and living power, and I am obedient to that power. They're going to be asking, how is he numbered among the children of God and his lot among the saints? Then they're going to know that they have erred away from the truth, and the light of righteousness has not shined unto them, and the sun of righteousness rose not upon them. They're going to know that they wearied themselves in the way of wickedness and destruction. Yeah, they have gone through deserts. My family had to work 2 and 3 times harder than all other nations in order to build a decent life for themselves. They worked hard for the money that they have. But they're going to understand that as for the way of the Most High, they have not known it. They're going to ask themselves, what has pride profited us? Or what good has our riches with our saving brought us? All them things are going to pass away like a shadow, and as opposed to passes by. It's all vanity. It's all going to go up in a puff of smoke, because it was all gotten in great wickedness. These people don't truly own anything that they have. They stole it from the indigenous people and lied to the whole damn world. So understand, when the righteous are revealed, that is the judgment of the Most High. Because then you're going to know all of these things. And that is the lake of fire and brimstone. That is the worm, the endless worm that will never die. You're going to be reminded of how you treated, how you mistreated the pure of heart upon the earth. The Most High is going to restore his people. Our God is going to restore everything that has been lost and stolen from us. All you nations are in a valley of decision, because you are about to reap this cosmic judgment. It's going to come upon the entire ignorant, empty-minded people. And you're going to perish in your ignorance. Because you're puffed up in your pride and your arrogance. You think that you know something that you do not know. You only have the wisdom of this world. But who runs this world? You can see this. I'm not going to read it out loud. How are they the biblical people when they're running the world? See, the true biblical people have been crushed by this system. And we are on the bottom of this system, underneath the system. We're underneath it. And they got secret societies to keep us beneath it. I gotta wrap this up. Alright? You got things like the Skull and Bones, Trilateral Commission, CFR, and all of them people, you know. These are all Europeans. Alright, this is the Confederacy of Psalms 83. Okay, to come against the indigenous people and crush us with this wicked ass system. You see our bodies laying as the ground, as the street to them that went over. This has been during the times of the Gentiles. And now, Gentiles, your time is up. It's come to an end. You've reached the fulfillment of your wickedness. We've been awakened. And we are not going back to sleep. We're no longer going to continue to be trodden down by you. But that cup of trembling that we've been drinking the dregs thereof is about to pass into your hand. Okay? This has been a testimony, a first-hand account of the Most High in my life. Real gold ain't afraid of the melting pot. I've been through a hell of a lot, but I am still here, giving all praise, honor, and glory to my Maker, forever and ever. On that note, shalom.